Hi there, Pastor Johnson here, and I want to invite you to join us this coming weekend, March 8th, as we continue our series on Jesus in the Minor Keys. This week, we're going to be looking at Habakkuk. Habakkuk, or Habakkuk, depending on who you ask, is a prophet that you may have actually heard some of his writing before. It's actually included in the lectionary. We have it once every 3 years. We're going to be hearing a very similar text this coming Sunday. But especially as we look at the world today, as we sit in the middle of what Jesus our Lord described as wars and rumors of wars, it is a word of hope for us, a word of comfort, and a word about, all right, how do we deal with all of this? So I hope that you'll join us for that. Now, a couple of things to put on your weekly calendar. First, I want to invite you to join us for our marriage seminar. This will be about an hour and a half or so. This will be on March 14th. We'll be looking at John Gottman's work on bidding. It's out of his The Relationship Cure book, and that's what we'll be working through together. So a little more seminar-based, a little more participatory-based, and so I hope you can join us. It'll begin at 10 a.m. on the 14th. Again, I do not have childcare lined up for that. You have my apologies. Secondly, I want to remind and let you know about the mission of the month. This month, in the month of March, we are supporting, through our LWML, some of the youth work that's occurring at St. Paul in Pontiac. Stay tuned. You can check out both the announcements in the bulletin and those on the bulletin board for more detailed direction and instruction about what exactly the LWML is doing. Want to invite you to put in your orders for Easter flowers. Those are due by the 15th, all right? So not this coming Sunday, but Sunday after. And if you'd like to help make the sanctuary beautiful for our upcoming worship of the resurrection of our Lord and the hope that we have, I encourage you to do that. Also, want to encourage you to think about participating in some acts of service. Got a few different things. We just finished up, or maybe as you're watching this, you may still have time to do our spring cleanup. That is on March 7th. But I also want to invite you on March 11th to join us for our St. Paul Pontiac meal. About every 3 months or so, we prepare a meal, bring it over there, and help feed those who are in need. It's an easy and fulfilling activity, and I encourage you to try it if you haven't done so before, and even if you have, it is a good and wonderful thing. Now, that said, also on Wednesdays are our midweek services, and so encourage you to those. We have both a meal at 5:30 and then worship at 7. We're going through the second table of the law, and hopefully it has been a good experience so far. We have a few more of these as you prepare ourselves for the coming of Holy Week. All right, and now for our third section, Pastor's Chat here. So when it comes to Holy Week, there's a lot of services. I know that not everybody comes to everything, but I want you to consider why you don't. This is the highlight, the apex, the most important worship services of the Christian year in the death, celebrating and commemorating the death and resurrection of our Lord Jesus. This is why we're here. This is why we're Christians. Don't put it off just because it's a lot. It's meant to be, because the resurrection of Jesus is a lot. The 3 services between Maundy, Thursday, Good Friday, and technically the Easter Vigil, but into Easter Day, are called the Triduum, or the Triduum, depending on how you want to pronounce the 2 U's in there. But they are meant to be one service over 3 days. And so don't come for just part of the service and leave. That's silly. Come for the whole thing. It's hard to understand Easter if you haven't passed through Good Friday. It's hard to understand Good Friday if we haven't heard the words of our Lord on Maundy Thursday. And so I've used encourage so many times in this video. Forgive me, I need to find a new word. I exhort you to think about being at all of the Holy Week services this year, to participate in the fullness of the life and the confession of our faith and church as we celebrate that the God of all the universe loved us enough to give himself, that in his death and resurrection we might find the death of our sin and the resurrection of our soul. So again, I hope you'll join us for all of these. May the Lord bless and keep you. Bye-bye.